Well, we're going to get a little bit of rain today, and I'm a little anxious and antsy to get some seed down. So we're going to plant a little bit of seed today. Not a lot, just enough to kind of see if it'll take. I'm putting buckwheat down today, and the reason I put buckwheat is number one, because it will hold down any other weeds that might be coming up. They are a weed suppressant. They get up over the top of them, shade them out. And the second reason is that when the buckwheat has done its job later on in the summer and I knock it down to the ground, it will become a soil builder. So there's kind of a two-pronged approach, or idea approach to using buckwheat early in the summer. Now what'll happen sometime late in July or early August is that I'll come back here. I'll plant with some clover in part of this and some winter rye in part of this, and knock the buckwheat down on top of it so the buckwheat will die, disintegrate, return nutrients to the ground, but also hold some moisture in on top of the seeds that are going to be sprouting soon. So there's several reasons why buckwheat is a good choice for an early plant in order to establish especially a new food plot. Well, we're actually at a second day of planting here. We had a little bit of rain when I introed this and I put down a little bit of seed, but really wasn't even enough to germinate what I'd put down. So a few days later here, and we finally had a pretty good shot of rain last night. The best that we've had since early part of April. Not nearly enough to take care of the drought conditions, but certainly a bit more than we've had, and hopefully this will allow this buckwheat to germinate. And it's going to be unsettled for the next few days here, so we're going to have some short periods of rain, and maybe we'll have enough to get this thing started so that it can do its job by the end of July or early August, and we can get into phase two as far as the planting is concerned. You can see that there's a little bit of green that's showing up in the food plot after the work that I'd done on it, and that's particularly because we haven't been able to get this buckwheat down, and some of these other things get started, and instead of the buckwheat growing past it and holding it back, and it gives it a chance to sprout and get a head start. But hopefully it'll stay short, and the buckwheat will be able to hold it down once it starts to grow a bit. We're starting to have a few deer show up, and that makes everything all that much more exciting. Not only deer, but we've had a few other things that have come across the trail cams as well. Had a fox the other day and had a bear cub come in, and so lots of things out here that just really make this effort seem worthwhile to me. So as we go on, things are only going to get better, and so looking forward to the rest of the summer.